said. It's
Good morning. I'd like to call to order the May 20th, 2026 Ulster County Industrial Development Agency. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Quick roll call. Michael Ham here. Rachel Silverman.
Here.
Stephen Kelly.
Here.
Joseph Ferraro.
Here.
Trevor Kerwin.
Here.
Randall Lavred.
Here.
And Costu
Here.
Thank you very much. Everybody is here. The mission statement of the Ulster County Industrial Development Agency is to advance the job opportunities, general prosperity, and long-term economic vitality of Ulster County residents by targeting tax incentives, bonding, and other assistance to foster creation and the attraction of new business and the retention and expansion of existing businesses. In front of you, you will have the regular board meeting minutes from April 15th on page 3. I ask that you review them and I'll look for a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Public comment on agenda items only, which we can find on page 12. No public comment. Executive session.
We would like to go into executive session.
Yeah, we need about 10 minutes.
To discuss a matter covered by attorney-client privilege.
So moved. So second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Jinxed yourself.
No, I didn't jinx myself.
Was it, Costu, were you the second?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. All right, we're
No action
unmuted.
taken.
Yeah, I'm sure Steve will be right back.
Well, there was attorney-client privilege, you could not take action.
Can't take action.
We took no action.
Okay. You want to, I hear the hair dryer, or the blow dryer.
All right.
That's good. Now, if you shake Steve's hand, you can be comfortable. You're comfortable.
Unmuted. Yeah, we're unmuted.
I have hand sanitizer.
Oh.
We're all good. We're all good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so we're out of executive session. We're going to move into the chair's report. The chair's report, we continue to see a lot of action coming in and out of the IDA. People are calling. We're waiting for formal applications to come in. And then, we'll move ahead with that. Everything looks pretty good right now. We'll be moving into close on some projects soon, but I'll leave that up to the executive director, Hillary.
All right, thank you, Mike. I wanted to start my report really briefly with an exciting visual update.
Oh, all right.
Why don't you bring food? Where's food?
Steve's going to assist.
Oh, thank you, Steve. There.
Mike,
You wanna hold that? We got our
Wow. There we go.
fence sign.
Oh,
That will
cool.
go up.
Nice.
All right, the best thing in Ulster County. So this is
Thought
our
I'd do it in
sign.
new
If you guys
business.
like it, we can
Yes.
Right?
order more.
just making sure.
for
How
any
much are they?
project. They're a little under $100 each, so not
Oh.
crazy.
Nice.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
that's what's going up like
On the fence.
on the
No
fence
more
instead of the
TV
little
signs.
sign.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have gone bigger.
On the gate that they opened, so facing the project rather than the public.
And I got to tell you something. Ian had good vision on the colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was
Yeah,
a little
nice job,
plain,
Ian.
but Ian said, "You know what? Can I try something?" And I said, "Yes, please." And he
Like
kind
that,
of came up with
the
this.
maze.
It looks great, doesn't it?
It looks great.
It looks good.
Good.
Yeah, looks
Visible.
really good.
And so we were hoping
Great
the
job.
students would be here today as well, but they're not here yet.
Great
So
job.
Ian, you designed the poster?
He did.
Great job.
Oh,
Boy.
Nice
Great, we didn't need to go out graphics. That
No.
saves money.
That pays for
You've
the.
earned your salary this year.
It's on record.
Yeah.
So
Great
Ian,
job.
Ian did go to art school and is
There
a
you
bit of
go.
an
Oh, excellent.
illustrator as well. So he was a great find in that respect. And,
All right.
Excellent.
So for some reason, my inbox is showing no emails. It's always a good way to wake up. So
It's
the
my
rest
dream.
of my report, I just wanted to update the board on some other, community outreach efforts. We did attend an industry showcase at BOCES. They had a great attendance with I think like 150 local businesses there, and they capture students from around the county. So we did a really fun activity with them and let them vote on what type of projects they want to see in their community. And we kind of gave them a really beautiful, again, Ian helped with this, poster about some of the IDA projects that have happened over the last like 20 years, I would say, and to give them an example and see what they'd like to see more of. And overwhelmingly, which really surprised me, they voted for kind of projects that represent an IDA investment in our community, such as housing projects, so like the UPAC project that we did, Gardner Library, these kinds of things that build a sense of community. The kids, by far and away, really wanted that. And one student put it so succinctly when I asked him, why'd you vote for community? He says, because if you don't have community, the rest of these boxes don't matter. So, and then we had healthcare, manufacturing, tourism, construction, and healthcare and construction were kind of our leaders. And then the rest really were a tie within about one vote of each other. But we had almost 300 students participating in our survey. So Not that it's scientific in any stretch of the imagination, but it was great to kind of see their thoughts and get to speak to them. So we feel like our first tabling event was a success, and we look forward to doing more as we go. And then kind of thinking about our future outreach events, very excited that potentially even today, I'm not sure, but the CFA looks like it's about to be announced any moment, which is the consolidated fiscal application. And that's where all of kind of the state entities that do economic development grants release their grants for the year, and projects have an opportunity to apply. Our board has also really worked very diligently on creating a, bridge loan fund, as well as updating some of our policies. And so we'd like to kind of piggyback on this time when projects are thinking about what their needs are, and do kind of like a workshop session similar to what we did, where we kind of had that lunch and learn out at SUNY New Paltz. It was about an hour, and we really just went through kind of like the ins and outs on how to apply, what our application process is, what we would need from you, what type of projects are eligible. So we want to time that right in terms of having all of our policies finalized and updated, as well as time it with the CFA, because I think this is a time when projects that are looking to kind of maybe get over the hump or need support, kind of looking at what option may be right for them. So keep an eye out for that in the coming, hopefully, week or so. We'll kind of know a date, and we're looking to host this one hopefully in Kingston. As last one, we were in New Paltz. We want to make sure that we're moving around the county. And then our 50th anniversary that we discussed, I did, kind of reach out to some places. We were able to, work with Innis. They're able to kind of meet our budget, provide some light fare within that budget, give us, again, some support to be able to do this, because it's a pretty much of a luxury place, and we're coming in on a non-luxury budget. But they've been wonderful to work with, and they've offered us the date of August 5th. I'm not sure if that's something that, I know it's wonderful when board members to attend. If you can't, that's okay as well. But I believe it's like a Wednesday or a Tuesday for about 2 hours, kind of a networking, congratulations on economic development event. So hoping that the board is in agreement on moving forward with that, so we can start to finalize details. I don't know. I know they have already approved the budget, so I don't think we need another vote, but yeah. All right, and so then shifting slightly, I just wanted to bring up a brief administrative matter. I did switch due to very unforeseen circumstances. I won't go into details, but my kids lost their health insurance. It is no longer open enrollment. So in order for me to get them health insurance, I had to switch the IDA's health insurance provider. So we're no longer with CDPHP because I couldn't amend what I was getting with them. We switched to MVP, but there's no additional cost to the agency. I'm paying the difference in, the health insurance cost. But otherwise, my kids would have no health insurance without me purchasing it through the marketplace for, like almost
Billions
$2
of
grand.
dollars.
Yeah. So I just wanted to update the board on that, just so I can reflect it in the minutes. But again, no cost to the agency on that switch. And with that, because again, my email seems to be blank. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them. Oh, that is my
Good.
report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go into committee reports. Audit. Steve?
The committee report, or the audit report starts on page 36. You have, Default Way Hotel. The monthly compliance was 74%, kind of a little lower than usual. And but overall, it was at 83%. That's really the report.
I'm seeing lots of Connecticut and Jersey license plates parked out front.
I did see they had 3 out of the area
Yeah.
for the electric company, but everybody else was compliant at 100%. So
They do unannounced visits. So Wilkie Brill does go unannounced to the site monthly and check the actual, IDs of the workers on site. So I'm not saying that there couldn't have been other days that maybe they didn't properly report, but then they also have to give weekly reportings about who's on site as well. So that's how they come up with these numbers. So, you know, I can always,
Yeah, it's not a criticism. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that as somebody who lives there and goes by it on the way to the golf course,
yeah.
I see a number of different contractor vehicles
Coming from out
that
there.
have New Jersey
Yeah.
and Connecticut
Yeah.
and not New York. So, I mean, it's.
Was
I
my
mean,
car there? My car has Jersey plates.
But we
I
anticipate
mean, it could
that
be a
project.
sub of somebody, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or it could be a supervisor for a
You rent a
company
car
that has a
and
division in, and
Yeah.
they come, so I don't
See my own.
But
know.
they do anticipate opening July 1st, so they could
It
also.
looks good.
Yeah.
And they paved that road over
No,
there,
I
so.
have to say, this monitoring, which is for the month of April.
Yeah.
It's 84%, so that monthly compliance is a mistake. It shouldn't be 74%.
So this is
It
the
should be
site visit.
84%.
This is the site visit report.
Mhm.
So that's for the day that they visited. It was 84% on that day. And then based on the reports that they submit weekly,
Oh, that's how.
they were
So
74%.
this particular day, was it
Was it
a
at
pretty
84?
average day
Yeah.
compared to for the project?
Mhm.
But then overall that month, they were 74.
Well, we found-
Yeah. So, and then they have the overall compliance, which is the average of month over month
Right.
since they started. So it took me a minute to put all these percentages together as well.
They should be doing that for you.
No, just reading the
They
report.
do.
and
Oh,
understand
oh,
they do.
yeah.
Just like the same
We don't do the
questions
math.
Steve had, or the same questions I had. Why are there different percentages?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I know they're not
Depends on what's
going out there
involved.
just handing
Yeah.
you a sheet of paper
No,
with
no.
numbers.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Finance, Rachel?
Thank you, Chair. Hillary, do you want to give an update on our new CD rates?
Absolutely. So our certificate deposit came due to term in May, about sometime last week. And so we were able to get updated rates. CD rates have continued to drop. I did not get a response from Bank of Greene County, which I did request an update from them, but they didn't respond. So right now, the only, rates of CDs that I have are from M&T, and those are before you. So we'd like to get that money reinvested, just really, I think at this point, what term would the board like? They're pretty much all within the same.
Yeah, right.
Not gonna matter.
But I did think they're raising interest rates, so I heard that
we
this
should go short.
morning.
Yeah, let's go.
It'll
We
be
should go
alive in
short.
Yeah.
this thing that, yeah,
What do you think?
30 days.
30 to 60 max.
Yeah,
Okay.
30 or 60.
Let's go with 30. Everybody in agreement on that?
You should have an affirmative vote on that.
Huh?
So
You
moved.
should do it first and second.
Second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
So,
sorry.
I move
Randall,
that we go
Coffey?
30-day, 2.65%.
Okay, Randall? Second?
Second.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
For the 30
Thanks.
day. All right, we'll get
Okay.
that going then. All right.
Great.
That's it for finance.
Thank you, Rachel. All right, governance, costume, up to bat.
Thank you, Chair. Not much to report. However, there are two topics on the agenda that we have previously visited. One is regarding the amendment or addition, as we call it, to the renewable energy projects policy. And the second is the proposed changes to proposed revisions to the matrix or the uniform tax exempt policy regarding the housing. So there are two topics that we have discussed in the past. Regarding the first, we had a public hearing, and regarding the second, we also have a draft beginning page number 43. And for the first, we have a draft for discussion purposes only, which is on page 40. So we can discuss it with the help of our counsel. Chris, if you want to go into it.
So this is the draft, like Costume said on page 40 of a renewable energy projects policy. This kind of work in tandem with the inserts to the UTEP that discuss these provisions of the policy. And also there's the matrix for the tax exempt, for renewable energy policies on page 45. So they all work in tandem. I know we've discussed this. I believe this is the first draft. This is the first time you folks as a board have seen the renewable energy projects policy. So no, the policy itself? I didn't think of the
They
policy.
voted on it to move it forward to public hearing. This
The
is
draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we're,
Yeah.
we're just kind of giving an update on the public hearing itself.
Yep.
Where we are, any feedback that was received, that's,
Right.
sorry.
That's okay. I'm sorry. So the renewable energy projects policy on page 40, there is a footnote at the bottom. So the policy itself reflects what you can do with renewable energy policies under the IDA statute. One idea that has been bandied about a little bit is limiting what the renewable energy battery storage projects are limited to wind and solar only. There are ways to get battery storage projects from gas and other things, and I'm not an energy expert at all, but the one idea that the policy could be revised to reflect that you would only do battery storage if the energy coming into those batteries is generated by wind and solar, just as a concept.
So go ahead, sorry.
And you are the energy one more than me.
Yes, exactly.
I would say that that's great. That it'd be nice to encourage that type of thing. I think we encourage it by saying we do solar and wind.
Yeah.
A battery storage is a different beast.
Sure.
That is, that is limited by where you can interconnect storage. So, sometimes you can't tell where the source of the electrons are in a particular
Yeah.
level. So, but it's meant to bolster the grid, and without grid storage, you don't get more solar and wind wherever you put it nearby. So, it's kind of
So I'll just add to that. I'm completely in favor of what Trevor said. I have nothing to add to it. Just the second thing, and we have discussed that on one instance. How will we monitor it? So one is about responsibility, but the second point is more important that Trevor already mentioned. We are already taking a step forward in the direction that we want to not only accommodate these requests or applications, but actually encourage them.
Sure.
So why deviate it to say one source versus the other, right?
Yeah.
So maybe at a certain point, if it's project based, and if it is important, we should be able to consider it. I don't think we should lock ourselves out of that
Sure.
as well.
Yep.
So I think we should leave that option open.
I agree with
And
that.
that's fine.
This was really just, a kind of a distilling down of
Yep.
what we heard based on the comments.
No, fair
That's
point.
what-
Yeah.
It didn't come
It's
from my book,
completely
it's
fair
from the
point.
public comments.
Yeah, this is from.
All right, I have a question,
Okay.
and I hate to raise it because I want Chris to leave here today in full agreement with me.
Yeah.
But, in looking at, in section 2, energy projects, item 2, farm waste electric generating systems.
Yeah.
My question becomes, under the statute, we tend to not do any farming stuff. It's not listed as one of those things that this agency to do. A farm couldn't come here and get a pilot for doing anything else. So why would we allow them to come
Sure.
for farm waste electric
So-
generating systems when it is not something that is covered under the statute?
It's a fair question. This language comes directly from the IDA statute, which links to, it says now, this is a project that you can do manufacturing, warehousing, commercial, and renewable energy. And then you look at the definition of renewable energy and it says, look at this definition in the public, what is it? Another section of the New York State statute. So this language is just coming right out of that. If the IDA says we don't want to do farming projects as part of the renewable energy, we can do that. We can take that out of there. This is just a regurgitation of the statute of what is an allowable renewable energy. That's like another, we talked about possibly having nuclear.
This is a shame.
Nuclear is not in the statute.
Right.
That's why it's not listed in this
Not
policy.
listed.
So we could certainly,
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily
But that's where
object
that
to
came from.
I don't object to farming, other than farms generally have preferential tax treatment for so many different things.
agricultural districts.
Yeah,
Sure, of course.
so it's
And that's the purview of the IDA to say, we
However-
don't want to do that type of project, but it's legal.
Actually, let me
What's that?
clarify one thing.
Let's
Sorry.
substitute nuclear for farm.
You can't because nuclear is not a project covered by the IDA statute.
Nuclear is not in the conversation,
Well,
right?
hang on. Nuclear, I don't think is excluded either. So let's not discuss that right now. Maybe we'll
let's
table it
move
for
on.
when we
Okay.
need to. However, I think, are we reading it correctly as well? Because farm waste does not mean that the farm waste has to be processed into electricity at the farm
Yeah, right.
or under a farming business. It could be simply be waste which UCCRC could be, not UCCRC, Ulster County Waste Recovery
Yeah.
or Resource Recovery Organization could be taking it.
Yeah, I
And
did.
it could be a different enterprise completely.
We need to
So I
check
think
the
farm is
definition
just
of
throwing us off.
what the
Yeah.
statute
So
says
let's
that
not get into the
means.
weeds.
Yeah, I
on
don't
that.
think,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with this language if it's coming from the statute.
It's covered, my guess is, and I see these on tax exempt bond deals, they take, and you know more, way more.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
can,
they
I can
take,
tell you. what's
they
going
take the
on.
manure and they digest it, and
Yeah.
out of that comes gas, and they use the gas to
Right.
spin something to generate electricity.
Randall, to your point, like, yes, this is a standard line that most of the state renewable portfolios, that's what this is the New York State's renewable portfolio standard. Most other states and New York. Because there's so many different technologies, there's biochar, there's
Methane,
there's methane capture, there is different kinds of digesters that kind of lumped it all into, well, farms are where all this stuff that fuels this are based.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, when there is an agreement to generate electricity on a farm site, because typically what you'll do, you'll capture it, you'll have a small turbine there and either going to inject electricity or take the fuel off site, right? If you do that, it's a separate entity. It's not even the farm. And I mean, this is something I'll put it here in public record when we talk about like solar on top of farm or marginal farmland that can also benefit the farmer or land trust. Like that's a similar idea where it's like, how do I can co-do both things, but they're not necessarily the farm entity is the owner or manager of the power plant, quote unquote.
So we could make that distinction when,
When the
with
time,
the
the
application.
project comes
Because
up.
my
yeah.
only objection to it is,
We should not be limited.
well, yeah, but my only objection was that, farms generally
Sure.
have all
Yep.
these
Right.
And that's
tax
taken
benefits,
into
they
account.
don't pay the same tax for gasoline for off use of
Right,
tractors.
but just
and
so
this
we're
and
on the
that,
same
and-
page, you could, instead of having 8 projects that are eligible under this idea, you could have 7. You could say, no, we don't like that one.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're allowed to carve that part out.
However, going back,
If you want to, that's up to the board.
just to clarify, I don't think this is a farming project.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure we're
No,
clear
it's not,
on.
it's a power project.
Yes,
It's-
this is a
Yeah.
power project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
So
that,
yeah,
it's safe to say that governance is going to continue its
Yes.
work on this. We got good input with all our comments. Okay, they are in the back, and
Well,
you
one
know-
thing will be helpful if anybody has comments, please feel free to send those to us. There's a red line version for both
Yeah.
available, so.
yeah,
We're gonna find-
like every other document we do,
Yep.
it's a living, breathing document, and it's there to,
But
to
that's
be
all, Chair.
upgraded and improved all the time. So
That was my report and focus on.
thank you very much.
We're still in agreement.
Okay, let's go into old business, status of pending
Alright.
projects and enforcements. Chris?
Pending transaction, thank you, Chair. As you can see, continues to be a number of projects. The goal is to start closing some of these. We've gotten a little bit of pushback from some of the project applicants. They're still looking for financing, et cetera, but we really hope to close a bunch of these in this calendar year. That would be wonderful for everybody. Pending enforcement matters list, we discussed this. I will say we have a new associate at our firm named
Oh.
Patrick Owens, who is specific to IDAs and bonds. So he's working on drafts of these. Anything that can help me alleviate my stress, I'm all for. So that's the report, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. Okay, new business, resolution approving the amendments of the UTEP relating to the housing matrix. You can find that on page 60.
So Chair, as Costa alluded to, we had a public hearing that covered both the housing element and the renewable energy elements on May 12th, I think. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see on Exhibit A to the resolution, the red line reflects the changes that would be made to the housing matrix. We've discussed these at the prior meeting. So there's no changes on that front.
We received no comments,
Yep.
written or feedback during the public hearing specific to the housing.
Okay.
So this
Need a
resolution
motion?
would
Yeah.
authorize that, yes, sir.
May I please propose that we accept, or actually, no, may I please recommend the resolution approving amendments to the uniform tax exempt policy related to the housing projects?
So you just need a second.
Yes, sir.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call? on
Yes,
that?
yes.
Roll call vote. Michael Ham, yes. Rachel Silverman,
Yes.
Stephen Kelly,
Yes.
Joseph Ferraro,
Yes.
Randall Leverett,
Yep.
Trevor Kerwin,
Yes.
and Costa Wall.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, folks.
Okay. Let's go to Hillary with this one. UCIDA technology update. Upgrade.
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 The board has discussed the idea of moving away from a paper app or a paper agenda and meeting materials to having these on a tablet of sorts. So I did a little research. These prices are approximate. We can kind of shop it down once we make a decision. I know there was mention about using an iPad that's been refurbished. New iPads are quite costly. And when looking at refurbished iPads, I went with 2018. It was kind of the least egregious price, in my opinion, as you got into the 2020 and newer ones. One, they're made with a significant, what I could find at least, had a significant more memory, which is what drives the price up of these things. So they got much more expensive on a 2020 refurbished iPad was like $400, $500, $600, at least what I was seeing. And there was so many options. It became a little overwhelming, but for the purposes of us keeping this in the office, charging it up and putting, meeting materials on it, we didn't feel like you guys
You
needed
don't
a
need much memory,
terabyte
right? Yeah.
of
No.
memory. So we can find a refurbished iPad that we feel would, be sufficient for the purposes in around the $100 price range. Then you had the tablet. This is a new one. Again, trying to match specs as best I could. And then Lenovo, I also chose because our technology is Lenovo, the computers we have. So at least we're talking to each other. And then the Samsung, in terms of tablets, is like an Android version of the Apple. So again, this was like, I didn't realize how many options there were.
Who helped? Before you,
Please.
as I told you when we talked on the phone that I was gonna be away in July,
Yes.
it's for Google conference.
Oh,
So,
okay.
um,
Please share.
I would strongly encourage us to spend the money and get the most current device that you can, because updates are phased out at it's
Yeah.
Intense.
and you really, really, really need to be able to have a device that is secure. And in 2018, it's planned obsolescence with
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
So they start making, this 2018 thing, you'll never see an update to it. So it can be cracked or whatever. Not that anybody would do that, but we should be secure in what we have in our hand with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a place to skimp and save money. If we're gonna do this because we cut down cutting trees and printing paper, we may as well bite the bullet and get the best we can that will continue to be supported at least for the next 5 or 6 years as it relates to security updates and so on and so forth.
So do you suggest going with the Lenovo because it already is linked to our system?
Yeah, as long as it's the the most current one.
The Samsung and the Lenovo are new devices. The Apple, again, the newest Apple iPad is gonna set us back more money, and then there's no guarantee that it will sync always the way we want it to because it's a different operating system. So,
Well, let's
yeah.
get a motion. What do you got?
Motion to the Lenovo.
So moved.
Okay, all in
Second.
favor? Aye. Perfect. All right. How many of them do you have to get?
I was gonna get
How
6
many?
or
6?
7, unless
I had
want-
10.
You don't need one for council.
You don't need one?
It's okay.
Okay, that's 9.
Who's
So-
the ninth one?
Yeah.
An extra in case one breaks? There's
What?
7 board
Okay.
members. I have a computer
Oh,
I
I'm
can
counting
bring.
Chris
I
again.
don't need to.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry. I'm counting Shannon.
so 7
And-
I
only.
appreciate it.
7,
but
and
You don't need it.
yeah,
Ian,
Ian and I, we're bringing our computers. We don't
Okay.
need to.
Okay. All right.
so let me ask,
Yeah.
with the Lenovo,
Mhm.
one of the other advantages is that when they do reach that planned obsolescence, is there an opportunity to trade in and trade up
Good point.
on those things? That's the beauty of an Apple.
Oh, because you can, yeah.
because they, unlike Google, they do a trade-in, but all of their things can be traded in and you at least get
What was the
some
price of
money
that?
back
What did they trade it
toward,
in for, like $10?
It was
How much?
yeah,
Maybe a couple $100.
Yeah,
4 to
and-
5.
An iPad?
Yeah.
I just bought my wife one. It was $800.
Yeah,
Okay, the
they were,
800.
they're
and
not
also,
They
cheap.
just
for the
make money.
purposes of
Yeah.
looking at meeting minutes, we
Yeah.
kind of, we
You can do
went
the minis.
back
You
and
don't have
That's
to
what
get
I
the
got
big
her.
one. Oh.
I was shocked.
Or
It was
Kindle
800
Fire.
How
bucks.
much memory did you?
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Is it?
I got her a
so-
lot of memory.
Yeah, so that's
yeah,
what
but
it
then
is.
it's like they don't, the newest ones didn't seem to have a, like, couldn't find one with 32
Let's,
memory.
I
let's,
mean,
let's
I'm
follow
happy to
through with
go,
the
I'm
Lenovo.
happy to go
Yeah.
shop with you when you
There you
go.
go.
You don't need
Yeah,
to
we
do
could
that
do
if
the
you
Best Buy.
Laminate some
if
paper.
want.
Yeah.
I'm always down for
Or-
a field trip.
Just
Or-
really
Memory
quick,
there,
give
I don't
everybody a
think.
quick rundown of what we're spending on,
Sam's Club or
you know,
something.
ink, and is there a
So,
significance?
okay. So the savings, I will say, will likely not be super significant, just to be very upfront, because when we looked at going with a printer, we did a lease, and that, which was great, honestly. And there is a contract on the lease, and it's like, not one. I mean, as Mike says, contracts are made to be broken, but
Really? You said that?
I know, I said, we'll put it in your purview. We'll put it in your purview.
Contracts are not made to be broken.
I'm kidding. But
That's
I
what our
think
council
That's
wants
what
to
you have
hear.
lawyers
That's
for.
Our
Okay.
lawyer's right here.
That's what you have lawyers
just
for.
for the record, that was a joke. We are not breaking any contracts. No, the point being is that we are not looking to break our contracts and break the contracts that the board entered into, especially when there's no like egregious reason for us to do it other than we've kind of changed our minds. And we will still need a printer and a scanner, which this machine that we lease provides all of those services. So right now we're spending about $50 a month on printers or on paper. So, I would say in about a year, we'll be at a break-even point, more or less.
That's not bad.
So,
One of my
yeah.
ID, Montgomery County ID, one of my clients switched to a tablet about 2 years ago and they absolutely love it.
What did they buy?
It's just easier. Well, I don't know. I didn't
Oh,
find
well, maybe
out.
I'll see them at the conference and I can ask.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, why don't you
No,
call them and ask?
I
them?
don't think
Well,
we
I'm
should
leaving
be-
here and going to
Oh.
a conference.
I
So.
think we should be setting policy. We should have our executive director should be figuring out.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay,
I
I love
agree.
that. Thank you.
I agree.
Especially under a certain threshold.
All right, perfect. So I will go ahead and we'll hopefully next month, everyone will come to a tablet with their materials.
Otherwise, paper's fine.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Don't cloud it.
Okay, so I held this back from the chair's report to enter it into new business, but I'd like to read a statement from the chairman of the IDA. Okay. Although I was not present at the Ulster County Association of Town Supervisors meeting that was held on May 19th, 2026, where the IDA executive director was invited to speak, I did receive feedback from multiple attendees on the unprofessional display put on by New Paltz supervisor Tim Rogers towards the IDA executive director Hillary Nichols. This type of behavior is unacceptable and unwarranted. I commend the executive director Nichols for keeping both her composure and professionalism navigating a hostile environment witnessed by all who attended. Hillary Nichols has been a standout in the economic development in Ulster County and is revered by everyone that serves on this IDA board. As the executive director, she has been the linchpin between the vision of the board and the daily operations of this entity. The scant mentioning of the New Paltz supervisor's name in the same breath as Hillary Nichols only diminishes her outstanding accolades as the executive director. Somehow our society has normalized systematic degradation as a tool for individuals who fail to show true leadership in challenging times. Although it is one thing to be enthusiastic about your position on an issue, it's another thing to be unprepared and abusive. Maybe this is the award Mr. Rogers should have received. This all stems from the meeting that was held by the town supervisors and mayor that Hillary was invited to. And that's all I got to say on that.
Thank you, Chair.
At this time, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay. We're moving right along.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
I
Rachel.
was going to say that.
Okay, so anybody need a break or anything? No?
No.
No.
Okay.
He had hard stuff.
Let's move into the Ulster County Capital Resource Corporation. It's May 20th, 2026. It is 10:16 a.m. Call to order. Pledge of Allegiance, we can dismiss with that. We already did it. Okay. So the roll call. So Michael Ham, present. Rachel Silverman,
Present.
Stephen Kelly,
Present.
Joseph Ferraro,
Present.
Trevor Kerwin,
Present.
Randall Everett,
Present.
and Koski Well.
Present.
Thank you very much. In front of you, you will have, actually, I got to read the mission statement. My apologies. The mission of the Ulster County Capital Resource Corporation is to promote community and economic development in Ulster County in ways that complement the work of Ulster County, primarily through issuing and selling bonds for nonprofit institutions. So in front of you now, you'll have the regular board meeting minutes from April 15th on page 3. I ask that you review, and I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Public comment, agenda items only.
I got one for you, Mike.
Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so past this prologue, I would say that the several of the reports will reflect what was said at the IDA, meaning that probably the tablets will come up. So if it's on agenda items, that's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Sorry.
just to make a note, that paper copies are recommended as well as electronic versions. QR codes are commonly used at other meetings. But paper copies are also recommended to have because some people are technologically inept,
Mm-hmm.
or challenged, excuse me. And the other thing as a reporter, I would say that, electronic versions have become changed or altered over time. So from my standpoint, having a paper copy is very handy. Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
Bill, thank you. Okay.
Tablets and a paper copy.
Well,
Yeah,
Bill,
they could-
Bill
it
is
could be
just
immediate.
one person
We
and
have-
if I.
And we had discussed
fair.
this
Yeah,
as a
it's
way, and we
I
had
understand, yeah,
made a plan to balance out the public's potential need for a paper
Mhm.
copy, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I
thank
mean,
you.
it could be requested if they want it,
Yeah.
and for meetings, you
We'll have.
tablet and a media
Yep.
packet.
Yeah, we
Boom,
had
done.
talked about this
Yep.
and.
Okay. Okay. Executive session, there's none necessary. The chair's report. Please let the chair's report from the UCIDA reflect the chair's report for the UCCRC. The executive director's report.
Also, please let the executive director's report for the UCCRC be the same as the executive director's report for the UCIDA.
Okay. Committee reports, Steve, audit.
There is no report.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Finance, Rachel.
Thank you, Chair. We have CD maturing, same situation, same rates for the CD. So I'm assuming based on the previous conversation, we want to do a 30-day as well for now.
Okay.
We can move.
I move
Yeah.
that we do 30-day, 2.65%.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should we do a roll call on that?
No, not for that.
Not for that. We did. Okay. All right. That's it?
That's it, sorry.
Okay, fantastic. All right, governance.
No report, Chair, but next agenda item is kind of related to what we discussed last time, the bridge loan, so I will hand it straight to Hillary.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Old business.
Thank you. Okay, so at the last meeting of the UCCRC, the board had a robust discussion on our bridge loan application. And so we went back to the table, we refined this, and so before you, you will find an updated application reflective of the comments made by the board for the bridge loan that was approved. So happy to entertain any comments, questions people may have. I did just a note, we had initially had a sheet that was a checklist. I decided that just lends itself to getting lost, someone not seeing it, and decided to just include that information on the checklist. And it fit actually very nicely in the third bullet. Didn't really even need a whole nother piece of paper.
I like this format.
Yeah, like that.
better.
Yeah, nice. Clean, yeah.
Yeah, I had a little more time this month to spend on it, so.
Yeah, it's good.
So I had one question. I don't think we do. If we do, I miss it. Do we want to ask a question about more about what the nonprofit is, like background of the nonprofit, or do we not want to do that
We're getting the
intentionally?
We're getting the 990s. That has,
Is that
we're
going to,
requesting 2 years of 990s, so that
We
will have.
actually have 3 years of
2 years of
990.
990s.
And
that'll
we
give us a
Yes, there's a
who they
whole,
are and what
Mhm.
they're about.
So yeah, we had the nature of organization. We asked them to kind of what does your organization do? The articles of incorporation, current list of board members and affiliations for kind of again a broader understanding, as well as any potential conflicts of interest. The 3 years of the 990, copy of the grant award letter and grant information, which in that grant information should
should tell us
also
what.
tell
about
us.
Yeah, the 990s will really
The
flesh
990s will
flesh out
flesh
the
it
purpose
out.
and what they're
What
doing.
if we asked for the grant application?
So what I put on here was must be collateralized by an awarded grant in addition to attaching the grant documents. So they have to
Oh.
attach the documents.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want direct contact information of the awarding entity so we can verify it directly with the grant.
I think the information I would want to know would be in their grant application,
It
not
should be.
the loan app, not
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
loan application. So if we're asking for that, then I think that is what I'm
I
looking
think
for.
it's
Yeah, the
on page
990s
later,
are
right?
pretty detailed. So like the
That's
hospital
yeah,
990s are over
that's
100
also the
pages.
grant contract. Sure. Right.
Right, well, that's the
Get
award
the
letter. I
application.
want to see what they said about themselves to
The
get the
I
application
think we
to
could
the
do
grant.
that last bullet,
Yeah.
sub bullet, we could just say copy of the grant application
Yeah.
and a copy of the grant
And-
contract award
okay,
letter.
I can add
And
that.
that'll
Excellent. So it's no more
cover-
work for them.
Cover our bases.
They already did it.
Yeah. So I think initially we had talked about having the loan committee meet at the first time in July, which is kind of vacation season for people. Plus, we haven't even released this, let alone have applications for it. So I think maybe looking at the August or September meeting, I realistically, and I know we've appointed members, but again, we haven't really released this. There's no applications pending, so I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe plan for a September meeting of the loan committee unless you want to meet sooner.
That's fine, but
That's
will
fine.
that change?
August would work, but I know that Rachel and I talked about one of the things that the committee should do probably for the first thing is a mission statement
Yeah.
for, I
Yeah,
mean,
come up with a
there are
mission
a lot
statement.
of,
Good
there are
idea.
a lot of
Yeah.
things, I mean,
Yeah.
this application, while fine
Mhm.
for, there may be things that we encounter or discuss as a group
Yeah.
that may need to change this
Right.
because of stuff that I mean,
To reflect the mission
right,
statement.
it should
No.
reflect the mission
That makes
statement.
sense.
There are perhaps things that we haven't talked about here yet that we
So yeah,
three sit down with, so
so having
I
like a
think
first
this-
meeting before, I like,
Yeah,
so we can plan for August then.
I
That
mean, I
way-
think this is a good template for
Yeah.
us to start with, but there may be some other ideas and things that come up just out of
Yeah,
the
it could be
course
amended.
of
We can-
doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just keep
Yeah.
amending.
Living
So
document.
it's-
And
Yeah.
I did just to your point, I did add in here that additionally the purpose of the loan proceeds must be allowable uses as stated in the policy and align with the broader mission of the UCC. Because our mission is a little narrow with issuing bonds. So it's broader mission of the UCCRC. So I think having that initial meeting, we can really flesh out what that is.
That's,
So
yeah, we
Okay.
walked out and it was like, the first thing we should do is
A mission.
a mission to make sure
For the
that
full
we're
CRC?
all on the
No.
No, for this
the-
app,
for
for
this,
this
Just
for
for
the
this.
loan application and to make
We don't
sure
have to call
that
it a mission if we
we're
want to.
the, you know,
that-
the types of organizations that are
Purpose.
eligible
Yeah.
as opposed to not for profit, you know, so I mean, those are things that,
So we'll plan
we
for an
talked about.
August meeting of the
August
loan
works.
committee then? Okay.
However, just to clarify, with this amendment, this application will still be live, or we are waiting for?
That's up to the board. I'm fine with making it live. I can make that, you know, the few noted changes that you have and post it, or we can wait until the committee meets and then post
With the
it.
committee.
I think we should,
I think we should
Wait.
probably wait.
Okay.
Meet first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so
All right.
too.
I agree.
yeah,
So we'll
The
put
only
a,
question I have is if, you know, we're assuming that we're gonna have our real meeting in September. We're gonna meet in August and we're gonna resolve everything. Why wait?
Yeah, why not just
Why
do
can't
it?
we just meet?
Yeah, just do
Sooner.
it. If you guys can
Sooner,
do
yeah.
it,
In
And grass
August?
season's coming
Yeah.
up.
Well, why
meet
whenever? Why do we have to make?
why drag it
August a
out, right,
meeting?
Joe?
yeah, well, I mean, one of the things she wanted to do it the day, I think we talked and
it
you
was like
wanted
the
to do it
week
the
after 4th of July,
week
which
before
just butted up against some vacations.
people's potential vacation, and I was out of town the 15th through the 21st.
What do you mean? You guys get
July?
What's the date?
Today's May
Selfish.
20th.
I'm
I mean,
Should we
I'm,
do a
Can we
June
meet in
meeting?
I'm
June?
I was
down
gonna
to
say,
meet
well, yeah, we just
this
kind of
month.
lost
I'm
June.
down to meet.
Let's do June then. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll send out an email with a few dates. I'll
Yep.
check it across with the
Good.
legislature. We'll get it up on the website and we'll do
This
June.
is the IDA. There is no vacations.
No, this is
When
this is
you're going to St. Thomas for the
Okay.
third time this year.
It's an
no, this is the Google conference that I'm
local conference.
going.
All right.
Okay.
Messing with us.
Okay, is that all we have, Hill, on that?
That is all I have on
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Is there any new business?
No,
Any new business? Motion for adjournment.
so moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
For a few of those